Happy Mandalorian Eve. My name is Frank, and I'm a slice of pizza. Thank you so much for taking time to check us out tonight. Our first live episode ever. We have a lot of guests tonight with multiple personality disorders. And let's start right now. To my left, he's a hot dog in his own right.
Hot diggity dog.
Paul, how are you?
Good, how are you? I'm happy to be here. I'm even happier to be a hot dog and be here.
You look great, man.
Well, we obviously coordinated.
Hey, you know what?
I was really surprised that you guys did.
We're the fast food. We're representing the fast food agenda this evening. I feel like a hot dog, or I feel like pizza. You feel like a hot dog.
Yeah.
And then the whole purpose that we're here tonight is because of this man and his contributions to pop culture and the whole science fiction genre. Please welcome George Lucas.
George Lucas,
Wow,
everybody.
what an introduction.
Wow, thank you for that arousing introduction. I really appreciate that, Frank. First of all, I want to say this to Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy. I want my saga back. Disney, you have ruined what I've created.
Wow.
The prequels are masterpieces.
I can't believe we actually got him in here.
Sir, I got you a Diet Coke.
Oh, thank you. Yes, got my Diet Coke here. We are not sponsored by Diet Coke, but I live off of it.
And oh wow,
Wow.
this is going to be great. And last but not least, making a return to the studio in some capacity, Deadpool Bob Ross.
Wow.
Hey, guys. Hi. Hello. Just out here, making sure everything's looking good.
Oh my goodness.
Did I do it justice?
Yes.
Ah, yes. Hey, guys.
Guys, thank you for being here tonight. This is this means a lot for you guys to be a part of this.
Yeah, we
We've
really
been-
appreciate it, guys.
It's fun.
We've been talking to you guys for the last couple months about what we've been doing here, and it finally kind of coordinated for you guys to be here all at once.
Yes, sir.
So this is really cool for you guys to be here with us tonight. We really do appreciate
Thanks
it.
for inviting us. This is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun.
I think so, too.
I do as well.
I'm going to take this off now that we've... Holy crap. I tell you what, this beard is
It's itchy. I'm
not
gonna go a little.
comfortable here on the old...
Yeah, you got to keep that on a little bit
I'm
longer.
gonna go a little longer. We're gonna go a little longer.
Wow, you're a real trooper.
By the end of the night, we'll all be undressed.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the plan.
Boom.
That's the idea. Yeah. Okay. It's a live show. Anyway, so tonight at midnight, the stroke of midnight, the reason why we gathered here is for Halloween and to make fools of ourselves. But the other reason is to talk about all things Star Wars,
Yes.
and for something in particular that's going to be happening tonight at midnight, second season of Mandalorian.
Return of the Mando.
Yes.
Paul, what are your expectations for this second season? What are you hoping to see?
A lot of more of the same. I feel like some of the episodes were like they lost like their track a little bit in the middle, but when they were good, they were incredible. And when they were following Din and we were following his story, that's when it was the most interesting. And we were talking about a little bit earlier, like introducing characters from other lore, like Ahsoka or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see what they do, and if they do incorporate stuff like that, how they do
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely. Agreed.
Disney is going big this year, and they're
Okay.
going big in this season. I think we are going to see a lot of things that are going to leave us wanting more after every single episode. I agree with you as far as the episodes, like it kind of got dull a little bit in the middle, and then it started picking up towards the end. You were like, yes,
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think this season's going to be a lot different. I think a lot of the guys at Lucasfilm, the Kathleen Kennedys and the Bob Igers have been like, okay, we're going to throw our money into this thing
Because
big
they
time.
contacted you.
Yeah, because they got a hold of me first off, and
Right.
I said, well, if I'm no longer involved, no, I think they're going to go big. I think they're going to leave us. They're going to have us leaving like wanting more by the end
Absolutely.
of this thing.
Absolutely. I agree. I think the budget went up. I mean, the child, I don't want to call him Baby Yoda all the time, but the child was such a huge hit for Disney and for the Mandalorian itself. I know that the stock went up dramatically.
He's a pop culture icon.
It is now. I think we're going to get a huge budget with some of the CGI, maybe seeing some different planets, seeing some different areas, some familiar ones we've seen in the trailer, which would be really cool. I'm super excited. I hope it comes on midnight. I'm staying up for sure.
I'm gonna stay up too. I can't wait.
Yeah, same.
I'm really looking.
Yeah, I might be the only one not here because I've got 2 younger kids under the age of 4, so I will be going to bed at a reasonable time
Catch it in the morning.
this evening. And then my wife is also a huge fan of the show, so if I don't watch this without her, she might kill me.
Okay.
So
Right.
we'll be
We don't
watching
want-
tomorrow.
We don't want.
We don't want
No.
that. We want you back
And
on the show.
we're one less kid tomorrow night, so my mom's gonna be watching kids. So we have the little one. We'll put him to bed early.
Sweet.
Mando time.
There it is.
There you have it.
That's
Boom.
awesome, man.
That's it.
So I think we were really talking about doing a little recap of what happened on the first season. First episode, clearly we get the intro to a new duo. I mean, I think the Mandalorian himself before the armor was so crazy. He was a badass, and it was awesome. That first scene where he's fighting in the bar in the beginning,
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
It's a good intro. What was your favorite episode, I would say, of it, not including the season finale, but favorite episode of the season maybe?
Probably I like the prison ship episode
Yeah.
with all those different guys. You know,
Bill Burr.
you get Bill Burr in
I-
space. I mean,
I
you
did
know,
not
can't
believe
go
Bill
wrong
Burr
with
was in
that.
the freaking Star Wars movie. That's
That-
crazy.
He
to me.
killed it too. That
did.
part.
He did a great
He
job.
Great.
Yeah.
He did a great job.
Yeah, that's wild.
What about yourself, Paul?
I think what was it? Episode 3. This is the way I think it was called.
Okay.
When was it episode 3? With
Might have been. I
with
think
all the
episode
when
3
all the
was called.
Mandalorians came out, and yeah,
that's a
that
very good
episode was
episode.
epic, and I think it's kind of easily my favorite.
You
Just the way
know,
it all.
Jon Favreau played the giant like brute Mandalorian that was like talking crap at the end to him. I don't know if you remember that. Changed his voice a little bit, but that was actually Jon Favreau.
That
Pretty
does
cool.
not surprise me.
That's
at all.
cool.
Directors love doing stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I think that show itself is so huge on cameos, and what we might get for this season is probably it's going to get leveled up a notch. I think they might be a little less out there, and they might be a little bit more hidden until you have to read after and see who was actually in the show.
I mean, the rumors that we're hearing that we could be getting Sabine Wren in some capacity. We're
Sick.
gonna get Ahsoka Tano, maybe halfway through, or maybe right at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
We get Ahsoka
Mm.
Tano. Do we get Boba Fett, Donovan?
I think we get him right in the middle of the season. I think at the end of the one where the I forget the character's name, but she's laying out in the middle of Tatooine and then a foot comes in.
Yeah,
I think that's Boba
you
Fett.
hear the it's like the cowboy boots
Yeah.
kind of shit, and you already know who
I
that
think
is.
that's Boba Fett, and I
Agreed.
think because we've seen stills and we've seen the very few images that Disney has released, which I'm so thankful for that they haven't given us what they usually give us when they tease things. But we see they're back on Tatooine, so
Yeah.
they're going back there for some reason. We're going to see Boba Fett for sure. I think it's going to be in the middle of the season as opposed to the end. I think I lean more towards Ahsoka being at the end of the season as well. We see Sasha Banks in the trailer as well. I think she might be a Jedi as well.
with
so,
the hood. That's
Yeah.
why the trailer was cut up perfectly, where they mention like the mysterious wizards from another land or whatever.
yeah. So I think
she's playing Sabine Wren, though.
okay, yeah, cool.
I think
That's why they don't want to take the hood off because of the hair.
yeah.
Makes sense.
That makes sense.
They're trying to keep a little. See, is it possible that we get Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Ooh.
Oh,
Well, no, he'd be dead, wouldn't he?
No.
This
No.
doesn't this happen after?
Oh yeah.
Return
yeah,
of the
he,
Jedi?
he would be dead. Yeah.
I think in like season 3 or 4, I think we might get Luke
Ooh.
starting the academy back up.
a,
trying to
a
see-
younger
like a-
version of.
Yeah, and they'll bring in Mark Hamill and they'll put the
They'll
dots on
digitize
his
him.
face and they'll make him younger, or who knows what's gonna happen. I do think we're gonna see Luke in some capacity, maybe not this season, but maybe season 3, but for sure season 4.
So I have a question. What capacity do you think Boba Fett will like be in the show, and like what like not purpose, but what role do you guys think he's gonna play?
Oh, I think he's gonna play. I think he's gonna play a big role. I think that the Mando, he is like what a Mandalorian represents, what they're supposed to be. Jango Fett and Boba Fett aren't Mandalorians.
No.
These are
No.
guys who took their armor
Yeah.
and made it their own. So I think there's gonna be a constant back and forth with these guys about what a true Mandalorian is, and I think Boba Fett's going to learn the ways of what a Mando's supposed to be and kind of turn around. But I think we're going to get a lot of anti-hero stuff from Boba Fett. The
I
old
think so,
bounty
too.
hunter, maybe joining Bill Burr's guys
Yeah.
at some point as well.
There's a reference to it at the beginning, the first episode when he's with the Ugnaught on his planet
Yeah.
when he's going to look for the child. That he mentions the creatures that the Mandalorians rescued and that his heritage and his history. And that symbol that they wear on their shoulder is the skull of that. I don't want to. It's not a bantha. It's something.
Yeah, I can't remember.
something, whatever creature it is, but they identify with that creature.
Yeah.
And they have that skull as a symbol everywhere. I really enjoyed the first season, and I mean, yeah, I agree with you guys that there was like there were some lulls. I mean, in the middle probably somewhat, but I think after the prison break episode or the break in whatever episode, it felt like it started to pick up a lot of.
I think we got a phone call.
I love it.
Ooh.
Caller, hello.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Who do we
Hello,
got?
into the West. Hello, my friend.
Jesse, what's up, man?
How's it going, my friend?
I'm doing good. How about you?
You excited? I'm good. I'm good. Excited about the Mandalorian.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's
You
good to have
staying
you on.
up till night? You staying till midnight to check it out?
Obviously, I want to honestly, yes. Okay.
Duh.
Don't sound disappointed.
Hey,
I love it.
listen, I'm going to tell you something. I got a goodie bag, and I'm sitting there and I'm waiting. I'm so excited.
That's
So
awesome.
Excited.
What do you think? What are you looking forward to this season?
All right, so, okay, now, I
He's getting
love the
serious.
Disney Channel. I love the Disney Channel. I love it, but what I'm looking for this season specifically is I want a little more seriousness now. I love it. I love it. But that last episode, when they brought out the black lightsaber and they brought up those memories of, like,
Mhm.
the Clone Wars, and you're sitting there thinking, like, wow, you have so many options, so many places to go. But, I mean, I'm excited about everything.
That's
I'm excited
awesome.
about everything. I can't wait to see. It grew the entire season last year.
For
It
sure.
just kept growing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
Do you think at some point we're gonna get to see Mandalorian with the black saber?
Well, I
Don't
never-
say that out loud again. Are you serious?
That was wild.
I think it
Are
would.
you serious?
I think seeing that battle between Moff Gideon and Mando would be really tight. And I know there's been some
Oh.
speculation saying that they're going to be having some epic duels, quote unquote, that he said. He didn't want to give out too much, but I know there's going to be something.
What if the child holds the black saber at some point? Would that blow some people's minds
Everybody
or
would
what?
freak out if that happened.
Absolutely.
I think he might accidentally like pick it up and they'll go, "Hey, don't touch that."
Yeah,
but I think
right?
nerds are gonna be like, I know I would. That's for
Like
sure.
he's always finding a random frog
Yeah.
to eat or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll use
Agreed.
it in that
That would be
capacity or
great.
something. That would be good.
We're
I pay for that episode
Yes.
in
Oh,
advance. I
easy.
pay for it separate like Mulan. I pay $30.
You'd
Good
be the only
stuff.
person that paid for Mulan.
right.
Yeah.
No, Frank did twice.
Really?
Yeah. No. Jesse, real quick. In a little bit, we're going to be talking about our top 5 Star Wars films, and I wanted to get your
Okay.
top 3 or 4 if you wanted to go through them with us.
Oh man! All right, goosebumps go away. Okay, listen. All right, listen. So, I'm gonna give you in my opinion, the nerd. Okay, top 3. Oh, man.
It's hard. It's
right.
it versus respectfully what you think is the best versus what you like. I know it's gonna have to change the list a little bit, but go with your top 3.
All right, my top 3. Okay, so I'm gonna give you my honest truth. I want to say top 3, maybe top 4, because I'm gonna break the rules. I'm gonna do a little bending. I'm gonna do a Star Wars move on you,
Okay.
and it's top 3. I think everyone's number 1. I'm sorry, should be The Empire Strikes Back. I just think it's like the one that's like
Way to surprise
every-
us with that one.
you get
Yeah.
That's right.
you oh my god, you get like every little thing you're looking for, and action. You get like the never-ending story. You get like Boba Fett. You get it all. You get this. I think that this is one of the few times in like history where the number 2 was actually better than the number 1, and it was so good that
It's
told
rare.
everybody to stay on board.
Since Godfather,
And
yeah.
Godfather-
Godfather 2.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
And then more
Martin
recently, Dark Knight.
Dark
Yeah.
Knight, yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Easy.
Dark
Oh
Knight
my
Empire.
god!
So we're all in agreement.
Easily those. Yes, very wise. Yes, come on. Look, this is one of those few movies, just like those 2 mentioned. That is the second one was so much better than anything that it's like, okay, I gotta watch the first one again, and then you're caught up. So number 1 is The Empire Strikes Back. Number 2 I got to go back to number one because they introduced us.
Okay.
Right, A New Hope.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And so that's my Kobe pick. That's the one that's the honorable pick, right? That's my list for love, right?
All right,
For love.
that's fair.
And oh man, I don't want anybody mad at me. I don't want anyone mad at me.
This
but
is
I'm
a
gonna
safe
tell you
place.
Number three is.
This is a safe
you're in
place,
a safe
brother.
place.
What is he about to
I don't have
say?
to worry about
No,
all right, I don't have
man.
to worry about no one like stalking me, like no one throwing something at my
No,
door
we're not
or
going to put
anything.
your
Number
IG name up
three-
there.
No, probably not. Depends on what you're about
I'm not
to say.
Number
snagging
three
you
is a tie. Number three. I call number three a tie or a toss up, and it is between The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. And why? Because I like action.
Oh,
This guy's
And
opinions
they
are good.
bring it. They bring it to a point where it's like, okay, listen, we're gonna show you, we're gonna go some places, and at the very least, I got a sense of what I got off of. Because I say Star Wars is better off the movies than it is on the movies because the comics has so far and the anime has so far outpassed the movies where it's like that's where the legend
Agreed.
continues.
It's hard
But
to
those
argue.
two showed.
Agreed.
Oh man, you guys are like, whoops. They showed like, okay, listen, look where we're gonna go with this. We're gonna give you so much more. We're gonna expand it. We're gonna end it with a yellow lightsaber, and Rey putting everyone else's lightsabers away. And the only thing I didn't like was the title, The Last Jedi, because I'm a Jedi fan.
Right.
I want to see as many Jedis as you can possibly get. I want to see lightsabers, all of them, black, green, white, orange. Introduce us some more colors. I want to see lightsabers that change colors throughout the movies.
I hear
So
you.
it's like.
Like a hypercolor lightsaber?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You get a
It's called out,
lightsaber that
lightsaber's blue.
changes.
Plays music.
No, it'll change versus
Does it
like how
shrink?
close you
The
are to the
disco
force.
saber.
You
Yeah,
know what I
okay.
mean? So like
Sure.
if you're a little darker, it might turn red, purple.
Oh, so it's a
Yeah.
mood ring.
It's like it's a mood saber.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
A
Sure.
mood saber. I gotta write that down.
Or it changes color depending on how far you are on the spectrum of either light or dark.
Correct. Okay.
Wow.
See?
We're onto something.
We're
here,
onto
gentlemen.
something here.
That
They
guy-
should
Hope
hire
you're
us.
writing all this
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
Yes, I got it all.
Okay.
That's
Like,
awesome.
Disney, we're here. Reach
Thanks.
out.
But I have to end on my honorable mention because the honorable mention is the one scene in the one movie that and it's Rogue One, and
Yeah.
it is okay. Goosebumps go away. All right.
I know what he's
It's-
talking
it's-
about.
Actually, I know you know what I'm talking about. Everyone knows this. It's the Vader scene where
Yeah.
he comes on at the end, and
Yeah.
it's like, are you serious?
So good.
It's
It honestly, no, it's
So good.
goosebumps. You see,
it gives everybody it
Yeah.
gives everybody goosebumps
Okay.
right at the end. Yeah. It's nuts.
Can we take a moment to honor and just acknowledge our goosebumps right now?
I'm honoring him for you, man.
Jesse, I appreciate
Like-
you taking the time to call us tonight and share all of your goosebumps and your feelings and all your lightsaber colors. And we're gonna reach
Love you,
out.
brother.
We
Love
want
you,
we
brother.
want you to come in. We want you to come in one of these days. You're gonna be on the show with us.
Brother, as long as I can have a beer, I'm perfect with that. And,
We have-
Oh.
Go ahead.
Nothing. Just yeah. Freaking Jesse, I love you right now.
Wow.
Buddy, Jesse, thank you so much for calling, and we'll talk to you soon.
I love you, brother. God bless.
Take
Love
care,
you
man.
too,
Thank
buddy.
you.
Take care. Thank you.
Bye bye. Wow.
So many goosebumps.
Yeah, he's right though.
Man,
Honestly,
I love it.
that scene was crazy.
So,
we were
what was your
talking about
favorite What was your favorite Goosebumps movie or book?
that. Goosebumps book actually is the one, the haunted mask, where she can't remove the
Oh,
mask.
she can't take it off.
and it-
Holy smokes, bro. You're bringing it back
Yeah,
memory lane here.
So I do this.
Shout out
man.
to R.L. Stein,
I
yo.
do this.
It's like way back. We're like cosmically connected because that's what I was gonna say.
Really?
Yeah.
That's my favorite. I think it's the scariest Goosebumps episode.
Mm.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
We're gonna go into Goosebumps next week.
Yeah.
We'll have a
Check us out for our
Goosebumps
special.
Yeah, Goosebumps episode.
Into the West children's mystery novels or horror books. So guys, with that, I mean, Jesse was mentioning his top 3.5 or 4
Yeah.
Star Wars films. We wanted to go around the table and talk about your top 5 Star Wars films, and you can elaborate if you like and go a little bit into detail about it. And we're going to start with Hot Dog,
Hot diggity dog.
and let us know what were your top 5 Star Wars films.
All right, so I'm gonna go from 5 to 1, and this was actually a pretty easy list to put together for me because they all stand out for me. The number 5 is Force Awakens. It was the first time in a while that I had gone to a movie, and I know people, it's samey, it's this, it's that, but it was the first time in a while that I had gone to a movie, and all of my expectations and all the hype I had was fulfilled. I left that movie glowing. I felt like a little kid. I was like, I actually went and switched my major to film from criminal justice after I watched that movie. So maybe I'm a little biased, but I loved it so much. And it's not the most innovative, and it's very J.J. Abrams, but I loved it so much. And then my number 4 is some people might not like this, but The Last Jedi. I think
it's up there.
Yeah, I think it's just one of the I think if you cut out the casino scene or the casino part of it, I think it might actually be number 1 for me.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the only part of that movie that tears it down for me. Otherwise, it's the most layered. I think Kylo Ren is the most interesting villain in any of the Star Wars
I do
movies.
too. I really like him.
Yeah,
I really like Kylo Ren.
and a lot of people get mad because he's not Vader. Well, you get mad when they do Force Awakens the same as the other things, but then you want Kylo Ren to be like Vader.
Right.
Okay, can't have it both ways.
No.
But and then of course number 3 is A New Hope. Started it off. It got us in the world. It's the thing that pulled everyone in, and it's the reason it is what it is today. And then number 2, Return of the Jedi. And this would probably be lower if it wasn't for how incredible the end of that movie is. The end of that movie, talking about goosebumps. I get goosebumps thinking about it. Just thinking about Vader rising up and throwing the Emperor down the shaft.
Mhm.
Incredible. It's one of my favorite climaxes to a trilogy or anything ever. And I think it's pretty unmatched. I don't know how better they could have closed it.
Mm.
And then, of course, Empire is number 1. And
Yeah.
I'm not going to get too into it because I'm pretty sure we're all going to have the same things to say about Empire, but it's just, it's the most succinct. It makes the most sense. It's the most exciting.
Uh-huh.
It's the most, Vader is the most terrifying. You're like, who's the Emperor? Who is this dude? And you're learning more and more, and the characters are coming together, and it's the perfect movie.
Wow.
I couldn't really say it any better myself. That's
I like
pretty
your
much,
list.
It's pretty up there. I think so. But see, we were also talking about generation wise, where some people might think something is too much CG, and then for me and him, I'm like, oh, this is intro to CG for me. This is awesome.
Yeah.
You know. Let's see, boss man.
All right, so
What's your list?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say this right out of the beginning, okay? And bring on the hate. Bring on whatever you're gonna say in the comments. Bring on whatever you're gonna say here in this room. But not on my top 5 is Star Wars: A New Hope. I don't even think it's in my top 7, and I'll tell you why.
Wow.
New Hope is boring. If you sit a 6-year-old down to watch A New Hope, they're out of this film. They're completely out of it. Now, back in the day, when it came out in 77, 76, it was
77.
cutting edge technology. It was like nothing that anyone had ever seen. But if you take A New Hope and have a kid, 6 or 7 years old, watch it today, the pacing is so slow. It is a slow start to that movie. It doesn't really start getting good until they leave the Death Star, and there's the TIE fighter fight, and then there's the last battle, and Han Solo comes back. Yes, that's all great. But A New Hope is not on my list. Yes, it started it all, and it was the thing that got us all here to this point, but it's definitely not in my top 5. So we'll go over what that is.
That's a hot take.
That's a very
That was a hot
listen. It's a
take
hot
right
take.
That was almost sacrilegious.
Listen,
I
I'm
like
here
it,
for hot
really.
takes.
That's why we
okay?
have him on the show.
I love
I'm here
it.
for hot takes.
I love it.
And anyone who wants to argue with me, I will have that argument any day. Number 5, Last Jedi. Ryan Johnson is an incredible filmmaker. I mean, he
So
is right.
passionate.
So awesome. Yeah, go ahead.
Ryan
Preach on.
Johnson is a great filmmaker. I didn't see his stuff till I saw Looper, and Looper was like a game changer for me in the sci-fi fantasy. And I was
Yeah.
like, whoa, this is like, we've never seen anything like this before, and this is really, really cool. And when I heard he was coming on to do this movie, I was really excited. A lot of people got mad at Last Jedi. I find it interesting. People who liked Last Jedi really didn't like Force Awakens or Rise of Skywalker. They were like, Last Jedi is the one for me. I might be one of those guys.
Okay.
I wasn't a huge. I liked Force Awakens because it brought back all the feels, and you're like, oh my gosh, like I get to see a brand new Star Wars movie in theaters. Like this is
Right.
incredible. Like this is so cool. But Last Jedi was like this. It took risks.
Yeah.
It was bold. We saw a lightsaber duel that was in tandem and not against,
Awesome.
and
Yeah.
it was like what the heck? And with John Williams score with it, it was incredible. Loved Last Jedi. Number 4. Now you guys are all gonna hate me for this too, but that's why I'm here.
Boo, boo.
Number 4.
We already know the list.
Number
actually,
4.
guys, just so you know.
Revenge of the Sith. Now, yes,
It's up there.
we don't like the "I hate you" and some of the dialogue that's delivered. But you can't
I
tell
like
me.
it.
You
I like
can't tell me that is not the greatest lightsaber duel between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker. See what
it's
is
awesome.
what is
up
on
there.
the line. First of
Yeah.
all, what's on the line, and then the choreography to that fight is unbelievable.
Top notch.
It's two of the best Jedi facing off against each other. I can go into it even more, but I'm not going to because we have to move on. But Revenge of the Sith, I mean, yes, the pacing in that is a little slow, but once
Yeah,
they get to that
that's what I
thing,
was gonna
oh
say.
my gosh,
The
like you've got to
lightsaber
be
fight goes on
kidding
too
me.
long.
Yeah.
Even like they have multiple ones. The one with Dooku in the beginning,
Right.
the one with Grievous and Obi-Wan, that was a lot of fun too.
Right.
And then you have this one. I mean, and then Emperor Palpatine and Yoda.
That was
What?
so cool.
What?
That's
that
my favorite
was,
part.
That
yeah.
was probably my favorite part.
When
Yeah.
when Yoda walks in
Slow.
and he the two Sith guards like they fall back.
They hit the
Yeah.
wall.
And he's like,
Yep.
my little green friend. You're like, yes. We're gonna see. Wait, we're gonna see the Emperor and Yoda fight.
Get down.
You've got to be kidding me.
And it's going to be a good one,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Old Georgie boy knew what he was doing. Okay.
You did know what you were doing.
You did
Again.
know.
Hey, give yourself your credit.
Okay, and you're welcome. All right. Number 3.
Oh, my God.
Number 3. Rogue One. Rogue One
Yeah.
was a revelation.
I
Yeah.
get that.
I watched that, and every time I watch it, I go, "Oh man, this was first of all, it was made by
It's
Gareth
huge.
Edwards, and this you could tell this guy's a Star Wars fan.
Oh yeah.
This
And
guy
that means
gets
more.
it. This guy understands it, and then the guy who did the CGI and the digital effects, who's the effects supervisor, forget his name, but he was the guy who came up with the concept. Like, what actually? How did they get the Star Wars death plans? And he brought it to Kathleen Kennedy and said this, and they said go for it.
Sweet. That's
I mean,
awesome.
they have so many great moments, like from beginning to end. The pacing in it is like almost perfect.
Yeah.
There's some really great
The
moments in
pacing
there.
at the end is
Oh
ridiculous.
yeah, and then you get to the end,
Oh,
and
my
like,
gosh.
and that was a reshoot. The Darth Vader scene was a reshoot.
Yeah,
Kathleen
yeah.
Kennedy
Yeah.
went in and said, "We need
Oh,
more
yeah.
Darth Vader," and Gareth Edwards was like, "Okay."
Okay.
And like, you can't. That's a high Star Wars
Oh,
moment.
yeah.
Like,
It
It
is.
is.
We were talking about that before the show started.
and I mean,
Yeah.
Rogue One, and then they have the great fight in Scarif, the up top, down below. It was all incredible.
Yeah, that movie got cut apart so much in like editing and stuff and scenes that weren't in the trailer, and I love that movie anyway. So if it hadn't gotten cut up with that, it could have been even better. But it's still incredible. I
It's-
like that film a lot.
I love that
Incredible
movie.
movie.
Number two, number 2 and number 1, Return of the Jedi and Empire. I went back and forth on this. Sonny and I talked about it before we started the show. I grew up watching the original prequels as a kid, and I always loved when we got to Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
And for a long time, I was always like, Return of the Jedi, that's the one for me. But
Right.
I mean, when you watch it back to back, you're like, man, Empire's got it. But Return of the Jedi, I mean, as a kid, like that was my movie.
That was
Like,
a movie.
Luke's got his green lightsaber, a green lightsaber. We had never seen the green lightsaber before, and he's fighting his dad, and he's trying to convince his dad, and then they have Han down below with
It was
the
epic.
Ewok. I mean, it was just,
It
it's
was
just
great.
like
It was
everything a
epic.
kid would want to watch. And even
Correct.
now when I watch it, I feel like a little kid when I watch it.
Yeah, you still
it's
get
like,
the feels.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
That's exactly what
The
I was saying.
goosebumps.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then obviously number 1, Empire.
gooses.
Empire is like, we meet Yoda for the first time. We
Yep.
learn about what the Jedi actually are. We
Yep.
hear all these different stories. These Greek things are happening that George Lucas intended, and the light, the dark, all
That he
these.
intended.
I mean, it's just great. And then Han's chemistry. I mean, how cool. I mean, we're gonna get into this later, but Han Solo, I love you. I know.
Epic.
And an improvised line.
Yep.
Improvised.
It was great.
I mean, come on.
I think
Come on.
anybody who knows right is going to make the list kind of around the same. You got to put the number ones for the
So for me, number 1 is Empire, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I like it.
Wow.
I ain't mad at you for any of it.
I can't even one up that, you know?
You can, and you will.
I think if we're going to go from least favorite to favorite, I'd go Phantom Menace. I was like super young when it came out, and I really liked it, but story didn't stick to me when I got older. You know, Return of the Jedi would be 4 for me.
Ooh, you have Phantom Menace at 5?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I mean,
Okay.
we shortened the list from 10 to like 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's a little different. I would put The Force Awakens, Revenge of the Sith, and then Empire. I think, other than Life is Like a Box of Chocolates, the most notable movie line is,
I am your father.
you know.
Yeah.
So I think it's a staple. I think it makes the duel for them at the end that much crazy, makes it that much more epic. Yeah, I think even for the time that it was, it still transcends above all the CG and all the other kind of story writing because of the staple of what it was.
Wow.
It wasn't as good.
No, but hey,
I mean, how do you follow that?
Yeah.
Though?
Well, I'm sorry. I get
the
up.
guy's George Lucas.
I'm
Yeah,
telling-
this
I
is
wrote
the boss guy here.
Yeah, I sleep.
Yeah.
I sleep and eat Star Wars.
You can't beat the boss.
Okay, so
Go ahead, bud.
I actually did see. I have seen all the Star Wars films in theaters. I was like 4 years old, I think, when I saw the original Star Wars in theaters. Yes, I'm that old, Paul.
Yeah. I know. I was about to make a comment.
yeah.
He could see it
I
coming.
knew. I felt it. I could feel it.
Yep.
Ooh.
The
I was-
horse.
The presence in your comments.
Ooh.
So number 5 for me is the original, New Hope, original recipe. You know, just for what it did for, I just think for films in general, for everything going forward, none of that stuff had ever been happening in films as far as special effects, using miniatures, combining those things, puppetry, all those different elements with animation, and none of that stuff was happening. It was a trendsetter. You were a trendsetter, George. Number 4 will probably seem like a little out of place, but I don't feel so bad because Donovan's got it in the same spot as me. Paul's got the same spot as me. Last Jedi was probably my number 4. I liked it because it was so different,
Right.
and because of the pacing of it, and I enjoyed that it was different than a typical Star Wars movie, and I was wanting it to be something different.
Yeah.
Right. That's what you're looking for.
Than what Force Awakens felt like compared to the other trilogy, I guess.
I agree.
I
Yeah,
wanted it to be
absolutely.
something
No,
different.
I know what you mean.
3 for me is Rogue One. Again, just because you're getting Star Wars, but you're getting something else. You're getting the history of how all of this stuff had gotten started from the very beginning. And I mean, look, it's a meme that they made with that Darth Vader thing when he's standing at the end of the hallway, and they said if 2020 was a meme, it says there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and then it says the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's Darth, Vader standing in the dark
with the lightsaber.
with a lightsaber. You know, I mean, that
Oh,
just in that
man.
moment and that pacing, that they take you, they're kind of replaying you through that scene of the opening of New Hope
Mm-hmm.
at the end of Rogue One. That was really cool. And again, you get, as Jesse coined the phrase, just goosebumps on goosebumps. And then number 2, of course, is Return of the Jedi. I mean, you can't go wrong with Ewoks, you know, completely thwarting the Empire's plans. Teddy bears rule the day. And then Empire Strikes Back, of course, because everything that possibly could have gone wrong for this group
Happens.
did. They end on such a high note in New Hope.
Yeah.
And then Luke finds out that the guy who's basically killed his mentor and that he is focused on destroying is actually his father.
Yeah.
Then he loses his hand. Han Solo is frozen and just kind of disappears into space. It's just like everything ends poorly
Very poorly for the whole group.
for them.
Yeah, and Luke doesn't even know that he's made out with his sister yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
That's the real trouble
That's
there.
the real trouble.
Yeah, man. Yoda, I mean, gosh.
Come
I
on,
mean,
Yoda.
it's
You
like-
couldn't
help
shout
us
that
out.
out a little bit, man.
So that's my list. I thought it was funny that all of us and Jesse, we all had Empire number 1.
Hey, real quick, guys, we got another caller.
Caller, hello.
Hey, this is Tim, longtime listener, first time caller.
Timmy.
What up, Tim?
What's up, dog?
What's going on?
How are you?
Yeah, I love what you're doing. Closes some gap for me in terms of some comics that I can't pick up and read. You guys are doing a great job. I'm 10 of Swords. I'm loving all the content that you guys are giving in the backstories.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Done.
Well, Timmy, listen, while we've got you, we want to talk to you about what were your top 3 Star Wars films?
Top 3. All right. So, again, you guys are hating on it. Number 3 is going to be Revenge of the Sith. And this is why, for growing up,
My man Tim.
I watched all the Star Wars films. I was close to being a teenager and closing that gap of how does Anakin become Darth Vader?
Right.
That was the big question.
Right.
And so that transformation happened, his relationship with Obi-Wan, where everybody else kind of disperses at the end of it, and the Empire kind of just takes over and rules for this long period of time before New Hope.
Yeah.
Was huge for me in closing that kind of end piece. Number 2, I'm going to have to go with Return of the Jedi, how it all ends. Number 1 is Empire Strikes Back.
Yep.
Obviously,
yeah.
We might as well have just
Just
done lists without Empire.
Right. What's your favorite? What's your top 5 without Empire?
Yeah.
top 5 without Empire.
It makes everything a little harder, right?
Yeah.
I love. I'd say probably number 4 is probably Force Awakens, and I thought it had so much potential.
Yeah.
Picking 7 for a brand new trilogy, or 7 and 9 or 8 and 9 didn't really do it for me. And then number 5 would probably be Rogue One.
Oh.
They just a brand new story, new characters. But again, at the end of it, closing that gap, how you guys just were talking about, Vader coming in and just slashing everybody to pieces.
My man Tim.
Really needed that.
It's a serious scene. I think when you think about like a villain or something, that's how you want to see him. You know what I mean? At his height, super strong,
Right.
chasing after the last hope of what could be. He's definitely up there. Vader's definitely up there.
Absolutely. And when we saw Vader in 4, 5, and 6, he was a slower moving Vader to where, now we see this young Vader come in and just take over and with his rage and his anger. Great.
That's awesome.
Just great.
Agreed here.
And I know you guys were talking about Mando earlier. I read something on the directors of each episode, and Dave Filoni is directing episode 6. So my theory is that's when we'll see Ahsoka.
Oh.
Interesting.
Good call.
I like that.
Very good.
And
call.
how many episodes are they doing through the season?
8.
They're doing 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
8
so
again.
Ahsoka's going to be closer. To
Close
the
towards
and
the
I
end.
think, Favreau's doing 6, and I think Filoni's doing 2. So we probably will see Ahsoka and Sabine probably towards the end of everything,
Gotcha.
leading into season 3.
Well, Tim, we appreciate you calling in. As always, appreciate the support. And happy Mandalorian Eve to you. Are you staying up tonight? You probably got to work in the morning, don't you?
I got work in the morning, but I will watch it tomorrow afternoon when I get off for sure.
He'll be tuned in.
I love it. We'll probably you know what? We got to get everybody together to watch the season finale.
That'd be cool.
That'd be fun.
Absolutely.
Do the season finale here.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
All right, we'll get Tim in here, and we'll get Goosebumps in here too.
Absolutely.
Tim, we appreciate
All
the
right, you guys
call,
take it.
man.
Thank you so much, buddy.
How's it going?
Okay, so I was gonna mention earlier we do every week we do a giveaway.
Giveaway, yeah. That's what I was trying to do after that call.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a giveaway, and it's Star Wars themed. We're staying on theme,
Yes.
Absolutely.
just like my Star Wars pizza costume.
Yeah. It's the Cantina Pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza.
My cantina
Pizza
hot
the
dog.
Pizza the Hut.
This week,
Ooh.
Pizza the Hut.
Well done, Quan.
Pizza sends out for you.
Thank you.
So, real quick, I was going to mention that if you comment, we want you to comment and subscribe and like, and we want to get in the comments your top 3 Star Wars movies, and you're going to win this John Tyler Christopher Star Wars number 6,
So
the
cool.
variant with Luke Skywalker on the cover, the action figure variant. Quan can tell you about some stories about going to Walmart with me at 2:00 in the morning and getting pulled over by police buying Star Wars figures.
I heard
And
this
that was
story.
honestly our
I
story.
heard this story.
So if
I
you
have
guys comment, we'll tell you after.
Yeah.
We'll
good.
tell you off air. If you
Sounds
guys
good.
subscribe and comment and like and give us your top 3 Star Wars films, you're gonna win that. So we're gonna do another giveaway in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll announce the giveaway, I guess, probably towards right before the end, a little midway. I'm super stoked on everybody calling. Please do call in, holler at us.
The number is 702-608-3259. We are powered this evening by the Gorilla Cross Radio Network.
Absolutely. Shout outs Gorilla Cross.
Shout out indeed to my dear friend Quan. It's the first time I called you Quan.
It is actually.
We've known him for 30 years. All right. So without any further ado, we're going to get to the news. Sonny,
Yeah.
what do you got?
So earlier we heard about a casting. We got a new Disney Plus show coming out, Moon Knight. It's going to be a little bit of a crossover with Rogue One, and we got Poe Dameron kind of coming in and going to be the new. Actually, he was Apocalypse, so we got
He was Apocalypse, and he was he's in Dune.
Yes,
He's in the
and
Dune
he is in
movie.
Dune, so he's doing a little multiverse jumping himself.
And he's Miguel O'Hara's voice in Into the Spider-Verse.
And Into the Spider-Verse at the end.
Wow.
He's hitting them all.
He's hitting them all. He's hitting all the
Wow.
marks. So super impressive. I love the guy. Great actor. I think a little bit of backstory behind Moon Knight. He's kind of like I don't want to say like another kind of answer to a Batman-ish kind of character, but he has like the playboy kind of thing, and he switches up he goes on at nighttime, only hunts during the moon and all this kind of stuff. But it's a curse of what's his name? Khonshu?
Uh-huh.
Curse of Khonshu. He's a military guy, goes into a tomb, gets cursed by the moon god, has different types of abilities, but it's depending on the lunar cycle. So I
Yeah.
think that's pretty cool. He's also has multiple personalities. I don't want to say schizophrenic, but almost like some Legion kind of thing going on.
Almost.
Takes a personality of a taxi driver, so he can stay close to the streets and kind of hear what's going on. So I think it's pretty cool. With that being said, though, on the other side of things, video games.
Yeah.
We got Assassin's Creed is going to be a video game, or excuse me, video.
It's gonna be a video game.
It's already a video game.
It's going to be a series on Netflix.
A series on Netflix. We don't know how many episodes, but I hope, like we were talking about, I hope it's better than the movie.
It would be hard for it not to be better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll follow like the Desmond Miles stuff, or like kind of veer off that path or that route, or what?
Well, I think if they were gonna do something, they should do an origin story. They
Yeah.
should start with the original. Have like Ezio Altair, one of the first assassins, up in there, but they could switch it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was far too much not Assassin's Creed stuff in that movie, like
Right.
in the like real world or whatever. And
Right.
it's just like
I never saw it.
That's not what we're here.
The
to
Assassin's
watch.
Creed movie?
Yeah, I
I
never
never saw
watched
it
it.
either.
Are you familiar with like the idea of the whole video game and what it is?
I'm a huge fan of the video games.
Okay.
This is a big reason why I didn't go see the movie.
Right. It was bad.
You made the right call.
Yeah, I watched it. And I went, huh, okay.
Who was it? that
Michael
played-
Fassbender.
Bro,
That's right.
Yeah, Magneto.
Magneto.
So it just didn't look like
It
it
wasn't.
was true to source material.
It wasn't.
Mm.
And you can actually get his outfit in one of the video games because it's a completely different assassin that they made up
That's-
just for the movie.
That's
So,
how they make their money.
Right, correct. I get it. You know what I mean? Other news on TV shows, I think we're going to be getting on the Plus, Disney Plus is getting Titans season 3 or
the
HBO.
HBO Max.
HBO Max.
Yep.
Because
It's
it's going to be a little
Whoa,
it's going
that's
to be
interesting.
No, it's
Yeah.
because it's a little bit more gritty.
Uh-huh.
We're getting Red Hood, and costume design was confirmed, and it's sick.
That'll be exciting.
It's so sick. I'm grateful that they're not dumbing it down a little bit. I haven't seen the last season. I know it's a little bit more gritty and darker than what the first one was, but I'm super excited to kind of see how it plays out. It's one of my favorite characters. If you're talking about anti-hero, Deadpool, Red Hood gets mentioned off top.
Yeah, well, I heard they're also planning on introducing a Tim Drake in the storyline. So we'd have all three Robins
Yeah.
in the series. So
They have a lot of
it'll be
room.
cool.
They have a lot of wiggle room to play with that show. I think it's a whole continuity where you can bring in Nightwing and Starfire doing their thing and going forward, or you can bring in Hawk and Dove and just do their story, and it's a lot of play. I'm excited.
It'd be cool to see the three Robins fight each other.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be great.
That'd be like the Tim Drake fighting Red Hood, fighting Nightwing. Like,
Yeah, it
That'd
would
be
be
awesome.
cool. I'd like to see them all on one screen at one time. That'd be sick.
That would be cool.
But for news, we got WandaVision got moved up. Other than that,
Thank God.
yeah, Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving weekend. That is the rumor because the way I read it was a lot of countries can't get access to Disney Plus,
Okay.
so that they have to purchase it so that they can put it on their network television. And they were releasing international dates for when they were going to be putting the episode on TV.
Right.
And it's 2 days after Thanksgiving. So you're not going to put it on a network
Right.
No.
if you can't stream it
No, absolutely not.
before in the States.
Right.
So that's what they're thinking is going to happen, is that they're just kind of keeping it quiet right now. It'll be right at the end of November,
Okay.
because when they did the releases for what was going to come out on the Plus for the month of November,
Mhm.
it's not included.
Right.
But I think it's just going to be a nice little surprise for us to get Halloween weekend, a long day of cyber shopping or whatever we're going to do. I don't know. We'll all be at Target buying costumes or something.
For the next
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bunch of big turkey legs.
Yeah.
Weekly costume hunting.
I'm here for it.
So we'll see. I mean, I'm excited for that show a lot. I mean, everything that's going to be going on going forward with Marvel, as far as this streaming, whatever we're going to get, as far as WandaVision or Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Potentially, we'd love to see a trailer for that. In the next few weeks, that would be fantastic.
I keep thinking they're hiding something, man. There's something in that show that they don't want us to see. Easy, because I keep wondering, like, first off, we get it. We're not gonna see the show for a while, but just drop a trailer, drop something to show a little bit more, because I know they have a lot of it done. Should be done.
I think it's mostly done.
We haven't gotten any MCU films this entire year.
No,
so
That's the
First-
crazy
First time in 11 years.
oh my gosh, like come
we're not,
on,
we're
now.
not going to get one.
Yeah, so
Mm-mm.
people are chomping at the bits. So I think a lot of people are going to be wanting to watch WandaVision, and I think it's going to leave a lot of people with like, what?
Yeah.
What's going on at the end of it? And I think it's going to be really, really cool.
In a really weird way, all this pushback of the like releases and stuff could end up being better for Disney than, because you know what I mean. There was a lot of people burnt out after Endgame. They were like, "I'm done with the MCU. I'm not interested in it anymore." And then we're gonna have this huge gap where we don't have any,
Right.
and there's gonna be a bunch of people who are like, "Oh, it's been so long since I've seen one of these," and it's the first one since then, pretty
Right.
much. So it's like more people are less burnt out. It's been a while, and this breathing room, could have more people come back to watch it.
I see you. No, I agree. I think if you count how long we haven't seen a Marvel movie, or even just to go to the movies, period, we went to go see Tenet, and it's still not the same. You guys went.
Yeah.
Do you feel like moving forward, how are things gonna be? Like, are they gonna move towards video on demand towards most movies now?
I think we're already moving in that direction. Amazon Prime bought Borat for $80 million.
Yeah.
And they said that the James Bond movie now could be going to
Yeah,
Netflix
I saw that.
for like 120 million, 140 million, or
God.
something like that.
Crazy. Netflix has the
I
money.
think the virus expedited what was eventually going to happen in the movie industry.
Probably.
That's true.
I think that we were going to see a lot
Makes
of
sense.
like maybe 5-6 years from now. I think we were going to see a lot of like more streaming on
Yeah.
Netflix, especially after this last Oscar season. We had movies like The Irishman on there that
Yeah,
were
that
a
was huge.
Netflix, like a big thing for them, and they spent $250 million on that movie just in digital effects. So I think
Yeah.
the virus expedited everything, and I think the movie theaters are going to be something really, really, really special to go to again. I would hope that they don't die out, because just the experience of being in a theater is something I would want my children to experience one day as
Yeah.
well.
I want to go
because
to the movies during the holidays and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
yeah,
That's
and even like the summer blockbuster.
That's
I mean,
it, yeah.
we're here in Vegas, so it gets 100 and no thanks outside. So
I like
when
that.
when you go into a theater here in Vegas, it's
That's
nice
true.
and cool in there,
Yeah.
and then you get cold, and then you walk out and you're like, oh, it's nice and warm, and you're like,
I've
So that's-
definitely done that.
yeah.
The escape, like, oh, what do we have to do today? Let's just go see a movie. It's cold in there. Let's just go
Yeah,
hang out. You know what I
exactly.
mean?
So it'll. Unfortunately, I think we're going to see a lot more streaming. But I'm a
Yeah.
movie purist guy. I love going to the movies.
Me too.
But I think it's just expedited everything.
Yeah, and I know all of us would like imagine watching a movie like a Star Wars movie or Endgame and not being able to see it in a theater because they died out.
Yeah.
Like it's not the same experience.
Oof.
So will they be what they used to be in the future? No, but
No, I don't think
I
it's gonna be
hope
the
they
same.
don't go away because there's nothing like watching a big film like that in movies. It's just that nothing, almost nothing compares.
Yeah, like imagine seeing like Captain America wield the hammer, and you're like sitting on your couch by yourself, and like,
Yeah, and
you
your
know
little
what I
like
mean? You got your dog there.
I
And
was
you're like,
gonna say, you're watching your dog. You yell and the dog just starts barking.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So
We gotta
Sounds
pause it,
boring.
rewind it.
there's certain parts, there's certain movies rather that you absolutely just have to go see in a crowded space. Like even a lot of horror movies. I don't,
Oh yeah, those are.
the jump scares, and it's half fun seeing everybody kind of go crazy because you're like, oh, I'm not scared.
Well, yeah, it's like, so when you watch a scary movie at home, how often do you watch it alone, or do you have a group of people like over to watch it, and it's fun to be, oh my
Right.
gosh. And
I
it's
watch
like,
it with Quan.
Yeah, it's great.
We sit on the couch together.
And you still have directors
close.
like for now, I don't know, obviously the future, no way to tell what that holds, but like directors like Nolan, he's gonna make his movies come out in theaters. You saw it with
Yeah.
Tenet. He's like, no, it's not. That's
There's no way he was selling that to
never,
a streaming
ever. No
service.
way.
Yeah,
Jose.
he's a purist, but that should have been on a stream. Let's just be honest.
It would have made more money, but
Let's
yeah.
just be real.
They had to make their money though. I mean,
yeah,
they needed to
sure.
make 800 million to cross a profit, and they made
Yeah.
440 or
yeah,
something like
they
that.
made just
Jeez
over 400.
Louise.
Yeah.
I
Nah.
watched Tenet and I thought this is either the most pretentious thing I've ever watched or I'm the biggest idiot on the face of the earth.
No, seriously, I saw it twice.
We watched it multiple times and
and-
still don't know what's going on.
Like,
It's like one. That's
I'm
another
not-
story.
I'm not gonna lie. Hey, shout outs to all the followers from day one. We have a video, and it's definitely spoilery, and we have spoilers. It's the least watched.
It's the least
video.
viewed episode because we put in there
spoilers. And I think I dived into Tenet very well. And I don't know if you guys have
That was
seen it.
I saw it in theaters, yeah.
No, I'm talking about the episode.
Oh, no, I didn't watch the episode. no.
It's
This is a deep dive.
It was a
He
deep.
went nuts.
I went nuts, and I was like sitting there with like like the guy from the Alien show when his hair's all crazy. I'm like, and then. But I think I did a good job, and I think there's a lot that we're gonna be talking about forever about that movie because it was so out there, it was so wild, and it was something we've all been waiting for so long. We've been talking about that movie forever.
Yeah. And I mean, it's like
And
that feels like a movie you have to see in the theater.
as soon as you
Absolutely.
feel like you figured something out, you're like, wait a minute, what
No.
about this?
No,
Hold on, so
exactly.
how did this work? But what I do like about that movie, not that don't want to get off on too much of a tangent, but like the threads are there.
Yeah.
That's why I can enjoy a movie like that.
It's a good second watch movie.
Yeah.
Once you know everything's kind of going on and you go watch it back for the second time, you're like, I saw that.
My issue was with this film is in all the Nolan films that are really heady and really out there, especially Interstellar and Inception, there's a character in there that sort of represents the audience. Ellen Page represents the audience. She doesn't know what's going on in Inception, so you have Leonardo DiCaprio to explain to her, like, this is what it's like in the dream world.
I
This
like
is what's
that.
going on.
I like
And
that.
then with Matthew McConaughey, he's not too sure what's going on either. He's out there. He's like, hey, I'm here to fly this. I'm here to fly this ship, but
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. Like, what is this black hole thing?
Right.
He represents the audience. We are him. We are
Right.
learning these things in real time like he is.
Okay.
In Tenet, there's no one like that in there. I mean, you
No.
can make the argument that John David Washington's character
Protagonist.
is supposed to be that,
Yeah.
but even then, like, you're like,
Yeah, to a certain point, he's so involved that he's no longer the audience. Like maybe at first he's the audience, but like later on in the movie, it's like he's just as entrenched in it. As
And he
the rest
has
of the
no
characters.
name.
yeah, and that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he got it. How come I didn't get it?
Well, and
Help
he
me,
di-
John.
he does stuff like that. So, which kind of to your point, Nolan does stuff like that so you can put yourself in his situation. It's like a
Yeah.
character that doesn't show his face. It's like they want you to pretend like Master Chief in the Halo games. They don't show you his face because they want you to be able to pretend you're him.
Right.
And that's kind of the idea behind not giving him a name, but that doesn't always work.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
That was a fun rabbit trail.
No, seriously.
I enjoyed
Yeah.
that.
That was good.
That's what we do around here.
Spoilers.
Spoilers, sorry.
Not really.
Yeah, not really.
It's been 2 months or 3 months. We're good.
Did we go backwards or did we go forwards?
So I think right now we're going forwards.
Okay, cool.
Now, earlier.
Okay, right, great.
Well, we don't
So-
have the apparatus on or whatever, so we'd be in some trouble.
You're
I gotta
going
put-
through the-
I gotta
you're
put my
going
wig
through
back
the
on.
Yeah.
Turbine or
That's what
whatever.
that was.
The
Oh, we
lazy
were-
Susan, whatever that was.
It was a lazy Susan.
Yeah.
Yeah. You pick your toppings. So we wanted to get into a little bit talking about the most popular characters or your favorite characters. You can say your most powerful characters. Your 2 or 3 favorite characters you would list in the whole Star Wars universe. Could be comic book. They could be video game. they
Comic
could
book,
be
video game, movie.
Any of them.
What do you think? We're gonna go hot dog first.
Hot dog.
Of course, the hot dog's gonna go first. No,
No,
other
we don't.
way.
We can switch it up.
No. I didn't mean it
Lucas
like
could
that.
go.
No, I got it. I didn't mean it like that.
He's ready.
I'm ready. I think my coolest list and my favorite list pretty much coincide.
Yeah.
I'd say number 3 is this is more of a cool than a favorite, but Darth Maul. It's like how could he
Yes.
not? How in the world could Darth Maul not be on a coolest
Yeah.
list? Look at the dude.
He's
Look at his lightsaber. It's and then in the
Double
comics
the double,
and
too.
cartoons, he only gets cooler. Dude has spider legs. He's freaking running around, and not to mention in the new Clone Wars, the final battle where not spoiler alert, where he actually gets killed by Obi-Wan finally.
Right.
That's like, and that's a touching scene in a
Right.
way because it's not malicious on either their intents. It's just they have bad blood and
Gotta pay
that's
respects,
what it is,
man.
exactly.
Gotta pay respect.
And so yeah, Darth Maul's number 3, and then I don't really Mace Windu's number 2 for me. He is I think he's like a lot of people's favorites from the prequels because
sure.
he was just he was one of the very few characters who he didn't do a whole lot of goofy stuff. You
Right.
know what I mean? To make people go, eh.
Right.
But and then like we were talking about it before the show, the Clone Wars show, like the
Mhm.
hand drawn one before the actual animated one started up. What I remember from when I was a kid when he like fought all those battle droids, like just hundreds of waves of hand drawn battle droids. One of the coolest things I've ever watched. It made me fall in love with that character even more.
Real quick, we got a caller.
We got another
Ooh.
caller. Caller, are you there?
I'm there.
Who we got?
Hey.
Oh, what's up, fan?
Hi, Fran.
How you doing?
I was trying to call. No, I was trying to place an order for a Joe special. But
We've got it working.
I think I called the wrong number. Yeah.
Did you want imitation crab?
No, thanks. Extra cucumber, please.
Heard that. What you up to? Are you enjoying the show so far?
Yeah, good. You guys are always good.
Appreciate you.
That's nice.
It's good to hear.
I have nothing to contribute. I have nothing to
Sure you do.
contribute at all to the convo, but I just wanted to call and give you guys a shout out and say hey.
Oh, that's the
We
best.
appreciate
Well,
that.
here, since you can't rank your Star Wars films because you said you don't know, then rank our costumes.
Oh wait, now
Right,
hang
okay.
on, man.
No,
Hang on, man,
not
we gotta
not
get-
on right now as they were in
You
the
saw,
beginning.
you saw him in the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that. I can't talk Star Wars because, well, we don't want to talk about that.
Oh, you're not gonna say it? You don't want to say it on live on our comics show? Go
Like,
ahead.
for the whole world to hear that I've never seen one Star Wars movie in my life.
Ooh.
I know.
Hey, that's not bad. Hey,
I'm-
hey,
I'm
it's
just-
okay.
In front of George Lucas. Wow.
I'm-
How dare you?
She told me the other day I
Yeah,
almost cried.
I
She's
did. I
emotional.
saw a tear go right down his mask. It fell right down into his mask.
That's awesome.
Oh, man. All right, guys. I love you.
You gotta rank our
Yeah,
costumes.
I was like,
You can't go that easy. You gotta tell
How
us
do I rate the costume?
who's got the best costume?
who's got the
Because-
best
Who had the best
costume?
costume on? I mean, we're all kind of not. Oh, we're not really.
Yeah, we're
on
out.
ours,
We're
though.
out now because
But you saw ours in the
Paul and
beginning,
I are
right?
fast food.
Yep.
Do you want me to do the? Do you want me to do
I
the Bob Ross fit again?
I love Bob Ross. I love me some Bob Ross.
Sounds like that's your answer
The
then.
hair does it for me.
Yeah.
Wow.
I won.
It does it for me.
Paul, I think we're out.
Wait, I don't see you guys. I can only hear. Where am I supposed to be watching?
on YouTube.
Wait, she just called just because.
Oh
You
my
listening on
God,
your
I
CB?
We have
Yeah.
we've
I
been
love
on
you so
for a
much.
minute now.
She's listening on her old ham radio.
Oh my. Okay, well, number one, I actually fell asleep on my couch when I came home from work.
This
So
is
that
good.
screwed me all up.
This is good.
Okay, so I woke up to
Oh,
Frank
Tanya.
going, "Here's the number, call in." So I didn't know I could watch you guys too.
Yeah.
Like I said, I have nothing to contribute to this.
This is good.
I
That's
was-
okay.
I'm so glad you called.
We love you.
Thank you for calling.
Love you
Thank
so
you
much.
for calling.
I
Tanya,
know.
Tanya, thank you for calling. We
This is
appreciate it.
Katie. This is Katie. Okay, I'm gonna go.
All right, see ya.
Later. I
Love
think she
you
was
guys.
getting another
Bye.
phone call.
Bye.
Was my sister calling?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
confused.
sister
I
was
think that's
calling
what
her. I think I don't know.
Tanya, when you do watch this, cheers. Thank you for calling.
Wow, that was absolutely
That
incredible.
was awesome.
The revelation that she wasn't actually watching the show. That was incredible.
Well, that's why she didn't rank the costumes, because I was like, wait. She's trying to go get off too early.
I don't know her. I don't know her. I have never met her in my life, but she seems like a gem.
She's
wonderful.
awesome.
This
She's
is
awesome.
She rocks.
One of our coworkers. She's awesome. She's been a fan and a supporter since day one.
Yes.
So we definitely support that. She just doesn't know what the heck or what she was supposed to talk about.
This is great.
But it's awesome. That's the supporters we love. We were on yours.
Finishing up.
Number one, we left with a little cliffhanger.
That's
there.
what it
Number one, and to nobody's surprise, the coolest and my favorite character in Star Wars is Darth Vader. I don't think
Yeah.
that's much of a surprise or would upset anybody. you
No,
know
no,
what I
no,
mean?
not at all.
And just seeing all the different iterations of him, from like when he's the slow lumbering guy in the originals to like in Rogue One or comics and cartoons,
Yeah.
where he's like, you see what he was really intended to be, just
Mhm.
this unstoppable force that.
Right.
That's the reason the Empire has control of the galaxy, because this guy is so unstoppable.
Right.
And the comic series where he was hunting down surviving Jedis and fighting them, and what was that? No, not Vader Down. That's the book. I can't remember what the comic book is called, but if you guys,
I think
you
it was
guys
the
know?
first Darth Vader series.
Yeah, it absolutely incredible, absolutely incredible.
That's awesome. I think Darth Vader is, if you think of like villains in a story, I think one would be up there. Vader would be up there.
Yeah, and he's so diverse when you really get into it, because he's not just a bad guy.
No,
Yeah.
he's got some heart and soul.
Yeah.
Clone Wars adds so much context
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
to the prequels and to his story.
Definitely worth a watch.
It saved him, man.
Everything.
It saved him.
Definitely worth a watch. What are your top 3 or 5 favorite, or what you think ranking wise?
Well, are you asking me or are you asking George Lucas?
I'm asking both.
Okay, so George would say Jar Jar is the coolest character of all time.
He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
There's
Quan's
no one.
pissed.
Listen. He made sure that the clones were put into order. He
Oh.
can.
I didn't know if we were going to get a Jar Jar reference tonight.
I didn't
but
either.
I'm glad we did.
well,
The Gungans have
We
arrived.
did.
It's coming.
It's here. As
It's
long
here.
as I'm here, Jar Jar's getting mentioned.
Jar
No,
Jar lives.
For me, okay, so I have my 3, but then I have 2 honorable mentions here.
Okay.
Number 3, Darth Maul. I agree with Paul, what he had to say. Look at the guy, for God's sakes.
Yeah, just character design alone.
I mean,
Incredible.
he just looks cool. And then to
So
see the 2 lightsabers come out and then
Insane.
the fight with Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon,
Insane.
unbelievable. Number 2 for me, since we're on this show, is The Mandalorian. We haven't seen, I don't think we've seen someone that cool in a really long time in Star
I
Wars.
didn't even
Hmm.
put it
I
on.
I mean-
almost had him on mine. He was just on the outside.
Guys,
yeah.
this is the way. Okay.
That's huge.
Yeah.
This guy is
That's crazy.
awesome. I mean, I can't not look at him and go, this is one of the coolest characters ever.
He is. He really is.
And then for number 1 for me, as far as looks, humor, what he stands for, what he does, Han Solo.
Yep.
He's
Fair
he
enough.
is cool.
Yeah.
Even Harrison Ford is the epitome of cool. But Han Solo is just cool. My 2 honorable mentions are Yoda,
Yeah.
because I mean he's one of the he's the wisest of the Jedi.
For sure.
And then Qui-Gon.
I like what I was gonna say.
Qui-Gon is my honorable mention because here's a guy who was supposed to be on the Jedi Council but refused to be on the Jedi
Right.
Council
Nah.
because he didn't believe in some of the practices and the policies they had, like learning to love someone and care for someone. He believed in that. And he's like, no, I'm not down with that. Like, I understand that you grant me the rank of Jedi Knight, but I'm not going to sit on this council and play politics with anybody. So for me, Qui-Gon's up there as an honorable mention.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Thank you
sure.
very much, George.
Yeah, you're
But,
welcome.
right now, we have another caller.
We.
Caller, are you there?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I know this person.
What's up?
Hello. Do you want to talk to the hot dog?
You called for the hot dog.
What's
I'm
happening,
here
Katie?
for the hot dog for
What?
sure.
Okay, hold on.
But
That's your brother.
That's your
Let's watch our
brother.
phrasing, all right? This is a family show.
I mean, well, it's my brother. and
Okay,
that's
okay.
why I'm here to support him.
We love
but
you.
can I rank your costume?
Absolutely.
If you
Absolutely
can
not.
see us.
Nope, absolutely not.
Did you? Did, yeah. No.
If you're watching,
Are you actually watching, Katie?
Yes.
No,
I've
she
been
was in the
watching
comments.
whole time,
She was in the comments.
and I have been so excited for this episode all week, honestly, since I heard about it, and you guys have done so good. I mean, Paul knows that, like, my Mandalorian miss is not very high, but
Mandalorian.
No, but she's trying. She's trying. She comes to every time we hang out. We're talking about.
Yes.
She's like, Sonny and Frank are telling me about this, and I'm watching The Boys because of Sonny and Frank,
Mhm.
and I'm this, and she's getting into it. She's getting into it. So
Dude, she has
Yes.
a Spider-Man purse.
her license plate used to be Spidey 92.
Let's go.
Boom.
what?
I didn't know
Like,
that.
do I know everything? No, but do I try to at least be, like, with the whole thing that's going on? Yes. And supportive? Heck yes.
We appreciate
But
that.
Bob Ross,
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead with the ranking of the costumes.
Okay, I mean, I have to go number one, the hot dog for sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
The love.
everyone. That's
The
a
love.
completely and totally unbiased pick by my loving sister.
Aw.
I was expecting like something totally different from Frank, and the fact that he was a piece of pizza. Man, my Italian carb loving life. Number
wow.
two.
Wow,
There it is.
fast
Wow.
forward. There you go, brother.
Wow.
Nice.
We got the top two. I cannot believe it.
Nice.
Honestly.
And then Bob Ross, obviously my third. The fourth guy, I honestly don't even know what he was. What was he?
George Lucas,
He's the creator of Star Wars.
the
Katie.
creator of Star
George
Wars.
Lucas. It's fine. Listen, Katie, I understand. Listen, I don't expect a lot of people to like my costume, to be honest with you. You've got two wonderful carbs and then a very handsome. It's fine, Katie. Don't worry about it.
I mean,
It's
like that. And did
okay.
you notice that my first two were food? Like,
Yeah, no.
that doesn't say something about me.
Hey, it's okay. I totally understand. I'll probably cry myself to sleep tonight, and that'll be that. So thank you.
Love you, Katie.
Thank you so much.
Katie,
Love you guys.
thank you.
so much for having me on.
Anytime.
Hey,
Oh, she's
go into the West Comics.
Woo!
Yes.
Appreciate
yeah,
that.
baby.
Boom.
Yes.
Love you. Later.
Love you, Katie. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Oh, so what I was gonna say before Katie called was, I love her so much. Qui-Gon Jinn, I think he's a little bit of a misunderstood character too, because he gets a lot of flack because people are like, he's the one that brought Anakin into it, even though he was told by a lot of people not to. But what I really think a deeper way to look at it is, he might have been the mentor he was supposed to have, not Obi-Wan. And Obi-Wan's great, but maybe Obi-Wan's part of the problem with Anakin. And if Qui-Gon was around, Anakin never would have been what he became.
Did you
good
guys
point.
did you guys see Dave Filoni talk about the duel of the fates, the battle between Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, and Darth Maul?
Mm-mm.
Have you guys
No.
seen him? It's on the as you guys call it, the Plus. Am
Yeah,
I
the
saying this
Plus.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Okay, I'm
He's-
with
he's
it.
in
Man.
it. The plus.
It's on Disney Plus. They have like a directors roundtable with
Mhm.
all the people,
Like
and
round table
Dave Filoni talks about what's at stake in Duel of the Fates.
Okay.
It's literally the Fates is Anakin, and they talk about how like he's the one that's at stake here in this
Right.
fight, because if these guys die, then that's it. It's
Right.
over.
For sure.
But Qui-Gon was supposed to be the one who was supposed to, like a lot of what you were saying, he was supposed to be the one who
Yeah.
trains.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be the father figure that Anakin never had. So in turn, Obi-Wan didn't really want to train him. He
Right.
was just fulfilling
He just,
what
his master.
He took it
was doing.
over,
So he
yeah.
was more like a brother than he was, and
A father.
than he was a father. So
makes
if
a
you
good
get
point.
a chance, it's on YouTube. You can go check it out, watch it, or if you watch it on the Plus, you can. It's really, really good and
Well,
very introspective as to
Obi-Wan,
why
to
they wrote
touch
it.
on that, quite literally says, "You were my brother, Anakin." He doesn't say you were like a son to me,
That's
like
true.
You
Qui-Gon.
were my
might.
brother.
You were
That's
my
right.
brother. He wasn't his father
That's
figure.
true.
Qui-Gon was.
That's really, really true. So, if he would have been alive, we might not have ever gotten a Darth Vader.
Exactly.
Right.
And unfortunately, because Qui-Gon passed away, Palpatine became that father figure.
Yeah,
He took that
he like
place.
attached to something. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because at that point, he didn't need like a friend or a buddy. He needed a
And that's what
father.
Obi-Wan was, yeah.
So those are my coolest characters.
I'm so glad you said Qui-Gon. So we
Qui-Gon.
can talk about Qui-Gon.
Sonny.
Favorite characters, I would say top 3. In all of Star Wars continuity, I would say Mace Windu number 1 because sheer badassery. He's walks on both kind of sides of the Force. He doesn't really have to pertain to certain rules, and purple lightsaber was crazy. It's such
Yeah.
a cool thing to see, you know. Kind of moving into a little bit not movie or anything. Darth Revan is a character that isn't a part of the movies. I hope maybe one day they will do some type of adaptation. He's kind of another kind of guy that was a Jedi, went to the Sith, was brainwashed, then went back to the light side, was split into 2 different souls, had to get himself back. There's a whole story on him, and his costume design is awesome. So, and he rocks a blue and a red lightsaber.
It's like
so.
Kylo Ren, but if he looked a little cooler.
Right, you know. So I'll put him number 2, number 3. I'll say either honorable mention Darth Maul or Qui-Gon Jinn. If we're talking about like power ranking, Qui-Gon's definitely more important. But
Mhm.
just off of sheer coolness, Darth Maul.
Well, all right.
Where you at?
Okay, so third, and again, these are just like my favorite characters, the characters I enjoyed the most watching them over the years. Number 3 for me would be Yoda because he taught us how to talk, backwards, and out
This is very true.
and out of order. It's kind
Correct.
of like a pig Latin thing or
Right.
something. The way he was telling people, giving all of his sage wisdom, and then this is how cool Yoda is. You're a parent, and I'm a parent.
Yes.
Okay. When you're asked so many questions by your
Oh
child
my God.
that you just feel like you just want to die, like because they ask you so many questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what Yoda did. Luke was asking him so many questions that he just said, I'm just done.
He's like,
yeah.
I'm out.
I'm just gonna disappear now. I'm gonna die.
I'm out.
I'm gonna dematerialize.
And you guys-
yourself, you will. And then like,
He just said, you know what? I just can't.
He's like, I'm out.
Enough. He goes, all right.
That's one of the most incredible things that I've ever heard.
Okay.
It makes
So-
sense.
That does.
totally makes sense.
So
makes
As a father
Donovan, you can relate to that now. I mean, it's just like,
100%.
they just go with the questions.
Yeah.
Sorry, son. Anyway,
Oh, no, he's
so
not.
and then my number 2 character is kind of out of thin air probably, out of left field, not thin air, would be R2D2
Oh.
because
Yeah.
he and C-3PO played such a big part to me
pivotal role
in all of
Star
these
Wars.
movies, and it was like he's not a person, he's a droid obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but he had all of these qualities with all the beeps and boops and whatever else.
Right.
He just people related to everything he was trying to tell you, and it made it really kind of endearing. It's like, what R2D2 went through. He saw all of, decades of all of this stuff
Everything.
He's like-
unfolding.
He's
The only character that knows pretty much everything.
But don't
Yeah.
they get wiped though after Revenge
They-
of the Sith?
C-3PO does.
well,
I thought he said
See,
wipe. They say
3
wipe the droids.
Yeah, but
They wipe?
3PO does, and
R2D2?
R2D2 still has something in there for
Yeah.
the memory banks. It's-
Right.
So, and then my number 1 is probably Han Solo, just because he has like the most. It's
Cool
like
factor.
it's like 1980. I'm like 6 or 7 years old, I think. Again, I'm very old. And she says, "I love you" when he's about to be frozen in carbonite, and he just looks at her. He says, "I know," and it was ad libbed. And Harrison Ford's known for that. He actually ad libbed a scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark when he shot the guy with the big sword
Mhm.
at the end when the crowd clears, and he just shot him because he had diarrhea.
Wow.
And he ad-libbed that scene too because there was supposed to be an elaborate
Yeah,
fight scene
it's true.
with the guy with
He
the
had a bad
sword,
flu. Yeah.
and he went over it with him. He said, "All I'm going to do is pull out the gun and shoot you. Just fall."
That's funny.
And they were the only ones that knew that it was going to have one of them and one cameraman.
Yeah,
and
one
the two of
camera
them.
knew to where.
And he says, "I'm just going to shoot you, so just fall." And I'll just turn around like I'm looking for something else. And it's iconic. That scene is just
Right.
like ridiculous. And the scene that he has with Leia, she's like, she's finally like, because she's so cold and rigid,
Right.
whatever. Like she finally is like, "You know what? I love you." And he's like, "I know." It's like the pimpest line. And it's like, I remember I said that
That's so cool.
I said that to an ex-girlfriend once. Okay.
Wrong
And-
move.
And
Wow.
I got smacked and I got stuff thrown at me, and years later Jonathan said it to his mom,
Oh no.
and she lost
Of
it.
Of course,
no.
absolutely.
And oh my gosh, it just brings it all back. So Han Solo for me, you could always throw Darth Vader in there.
Honorable
But
mentions.
the honorable mention, because Darth Vader is like, he plays all these different roles of like a classic movie monster.
Yeah.
But then the more you peel back the layers and you find out more information about
You humanize
Anakin,
him a little
you
bit more.
humanize him.
You know.
And again, Clone Wars changes everything.
It does.
You got to watch Clone Wars. Clone Wars changes everything for Star Wars.
100%.
You know what I think? For me, a lot of what the prequels are missing that the OG films had was the prequels missed that character that, because Star Wars is goofy. We can all admit that, right? It's out there.
no.
And and the originals had Han Solo. He brought it back. He made you go, okay, this is still real world. This guy's like, he's like, what the heck is going on? He's you.
Right.
Exactly.
Boom.
And
Very true.
In the prequels, you don't
Come
have
full
these characters.
circle.
All of them are all deeply entrenched in this magic wizard nonsense, and
Right.
it's just like you have no flip side.
Right.
So
I will say the one thing watching the battle between who wields the lightsaber between like what's his Finn and Rey, and then like that one scene where he actually fights the
Kylo Ren.
well, he
Or
fights
was it-
No, he
Kylo
fights
Ren,
the stormtrooper.
Fights
The
the Force
stormtrooper,
Trooper
and he
first.
has the big electrical whatever thing.
that
it is.
weapon, which was kind of cool.
Yeah. A charge stick. I don't know what it was.
The newer, like you were
Just a
saying,
baton.
the newer episodes had like all of the characters you had to pay so much attention to them, and they all were so deep that there wasn't that like one-off kind of character that kind of brought it back to something that overawed it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I get you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
All right. Well, I like all the lists, and I mean, we could go for days talking about. We
Yeah.
could do
absolutely.
4 episodes talking about everything regarding Star Wars, and we still wouldn't have enough time to go over everything that we
Well,
want to go into.
Not at all. And I was thinking for future times we should do top 10 videos, top 10 DC characters, top 10 Marvel characters.
I would be here for that.
top
100%.
10 Image characters. It's Halloween in a couple days. What are your top 4 or top 3? Let's say top 3. Like horror movie villains, bad guys.
Ooh,
I'll go first.
you can go first.
Michael Myers.
You were ready.
It's my man, bro.
Yeah.
I like that.
We got a Halloween Kills is coming out pretty soon, or not pretty soon, next year. I
On
think.
Plus. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
Oh gosh.
I think for me, number 2 is Jason Voorhees. 3 is Freddy Krueger.
I like that.
You know what I mean?
Donovan.
I'll go 3 Michael Myers because The Mask was everything as a kid. I remember
Terrifying.
going into Blockbuster as a kid and going into the horror section and seeing Michael Myers and going, that is terrifying. And I grew up in a Christian
Yeah, no, I don't like that.
I grew up in a Christian home too, so like watching that was not like allowed.
Right.
So then when you finally got to watch it at your cousin's house on Halloween night, you're like, this is terrifying.
I cannot sleep.
Yeah. So there was that. So Michael
Trick-or-treating?
Myers number
No.
3. Number 2 is the demon Pazuzu from The Exorcist.
Oh.
When his face
I mean,
flashes. Oh my
Terrifying.
Wow.
That's
Terrifying.
scary.
Yeah.
And then I'm going more demon-esque here. Number 1 for me, I don't know about you guys, but do you remember how you felt after you watched the first Paranormal Activity?
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah, I
The
didn't
first
sleep.
one was terrifying.
I saw it kind of late
Guys,
in the
we
day,
don't
so I was a little moved.
we
but
don't see we don't see a monster at all in the entire thing, and
Nope.
he's there.
The whole
seeing-
time.
Seeing it in theater, they had the subs going.
Oh, of course.
Like, so when you felt that he was in there, they had the subs doing that thing,
Yeah.
and you were like, what the heck? That to me, I've never been more scared watching a movie. Not until recently, until I watched Midsummer. That really bothered me.
That
I heard that's
bothered
messed
me
up.
so much.
Because it was so real. It felt
Yeah.
so real.
Yeah, yeah.
That's but
grounded, you
number
know?
1 is the demon and paranormal
I
activity.
feel that way about Hereditary, the way you guys feel about Midsummer. I didn't love Midsummer, but we're not gonna get on it. So my 3, I'm gonna stretch it a little bit. I'm gonna include a little bit of a monster, not just a.
No. All
Um,
monsters intended.
So number 3 for scariest horror movie villains ever. I'm blanking on his name right now. The guy from The Shining. Why am I blanking?
Oh,
on
Jack
his-
Torrance.
Jack Torrance. There we go.
Yeah, he's up there.
Terrifying.
It's scary.
Absolutely, to watch his descent into madness.
Yeah.
And they're all alone in this big hotel with this creepy thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's their salvation in a way, and he turns on them.
Yeah.
And now imagine being the only salvation you have, turns on you and is swinging an axe on you in the bathtub.
Oh yeah,
Terrifying.
you're screwed.
And so number 2 is Mike Myers. I feel like
Yeah, come on.
he's got to be on pretty
Honorable
much
mention.
every- Yeah. And then number 1 is the alien from The Thing.
Oh, very good.
Wow.
Very good, Paul.
The Thing is one of my
Good call.
favorite movies, and actually in college during when I was like in screenwriting classes, I would try to spin off and like write spin-offs for that because I love that movie so much.
Right.
And that monster is so like it's so you're not sure about it. It's
Oh,
so
yeah.
mysterious, but at
Right.
the same time, it's ever present
Right.
and just absolutely horrifying. And then when it finally does open up and eat what's his name's arms, and it's all heck breaks loose.
Oh,
Right.
dude. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my lord!
It's a John Carpenter
Yeah.
masterpiece for sure.
John Carpenter. Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Awesome
Yes,
movie.
absolutely.
Awesome movie.
Yeah.
What you got?
So 3, I'd probably go Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
Just because of all the campers he kills. and
Yeah, man.
all that creepiness, and just that he doesn't speak. I mean,
Mm-mm.
he's just like
You're just there.
scaring the mess out of people.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Myers again would probably be number 2.
Let's go.
Again for the same kind of intimidating, scary, whatever.
He just walks.
Yeah.
He's obsessed with was it Laurie Strode?
Yeah.
He's just obsessed with it.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
That's great. And then for number 1, for me, it's a horror movie. It's a slasher film.
Oh man.
But
Okay.
I appreciate the humorous aspects to it.
What you gonna say?
Scream.
Ah,
Okay.
I like
Can't be
I
mad
like-
at that.
I
No.
like Ghostface because he comes across like when they're doing the phone calls and everything else.
Oh yeah.
He's so intense, and then in every scene when he's chasing Sydney or whoever else in the movies, he's a klutz.
Yeah,
He's just
absolutely.
like tripping over everything.
Yeah.
And the
That
people are
first
just,
5 minutes of Scream is like a horror masterpiece.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like
it's up there.
Wes
great.
Craven going, "This is what you know me for. This
your,
is it right
yeah,
here."
your sister and I were talking about over the weekend. Drew Barrymore hosted a viewing party of the original
Oh,
Scream
very cool.
over the weekend.
There's a new one coming out.
Next year.
Mhm.
And that was very Psycho-esque when it came out because didn't people thought Drew Barrymore was going to be one of the main characters,
Right.
And she's
Done.
right away.
See ya.
Yeah, it's like you said, first 15 minutes of the movie,
Yeah.
she's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Good call, gentlemen.
That was good, right?
Yeah, that was off the cuff.
like
I
that.
like
I put that in the notes.
Okay,
Someone-
I see you, Sonny. I see you.
Let's
so
go.
we know that we're gonna have Mandalorian in a few hours, and we're all gonna stay up to see it, except for Donovan. Who said,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. And then we know that we're gonna be getting an Obi-Wan series.
Mhm.
We may be getting Ahsoka Tano in a series
Spin-off.
on Plus, a spin-off
Yeah, yeah.
possibly.
Absolutely.
And then we've heard all these rumors about where the films are going to be going or where the films are going to be headed, and it sounds like they're going to the past. That writer Charles Soule, who currently is writing Star Wars
Mhm.
for Marvel Comics, is going to be writing a novel based on the High Republic, and the High Republic is basically the ancient order of the Jedi, 100 years before
Yeah.
there were
Yeah.
actual Jedis, 100 years before Skywalker, 100 years before any of that. And I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts about, what potential things they could be going with in the future as far as Star Wars is concerned. First of all, we gave our top 5. I didn't ask you guys what your last one, your bottom movie would have been, but I am
Oh.
assuming it was Solo.
Yeah.
Attack
So
of the
it was
Clones.
it was Solo for
Attack
me.
of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones is right there.
Alright.
But my
Yeah.
least favorite was Solo. Donovan, what was your least favorite?
Oh man. Again, hot take here. Rise of Skywalker.
Okay.
Was your
mean,
was your
that's-
least favorite?
Was your least out of
I-
all of them?
And I know
that's-
how hyped you were to see it.
Oh, I was so hyped.
Yeah.
I was very, very hyped to see it. I watched it and was like,
No, I get that.
I was really disappointed. I was very.
It was hard.
I didn't walk out like Solo. Yes, I walked out going, but I mean, for what it was enjoyable
Yeah.
to see how Chewie and him got
It was
together. There were some really fun moments, but at the same time, I wasn't a huge like. I don't know, Rise of Skywalker. There was a lot of hype around it. I think they missed a lot of opportunities for it. I think they missed a lot of Finn's character.
Oh, absolutely.
Kevin Smith, who we all love and adore, when he went and saw the movie, he said he was sitting with a writer friend of his who wrote with him on The Flash when they did some stuff. I forget the name of the writer,
Mm.
but he said that there was a part where they had such a opportunity for Finn, and again, we don't want to rewrite their movie, but it would have been better if there was a moment where I forget her name, but the girl it was like the African American girl. She was in the movie, and she was like one of the old stormtroopers that was on the planet,
I don't
the
remember her name.
Endor. I forget her name.
In Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah, in Rise of
Yeah, I don't remember her
Skywalker.
name.
So she's like,
I kinda remember what you're talking
we're all stormtroopers, and we used to be stormtroopers,
It's-
and we're not anymore. They miss an opportunity with like.
Oh yeah. I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about. Yeah.
For
yeah.
me, they should have been like, not just me, but what this guy said, I totally agree with. He said that, what if they had said like, no, Finn, you're the reason why we decided not to be stormtroopers anymore.
Gives his character.
Pause real quick. We got a caller.
Got a caller.
Hello, caller, are you there?
What's going on, gentlemen?
Hey,
How you
what's
doing,
up, Johnny?
How we doing, brother?
Pretty good, bud. How's it going over there?
Good, man. I just want to say congratulations on the show. I think you guys are doing a great job, and thank you for having me.
Oh man,
Appreciate that.
Appreciate that, brother. We're over here talking Star Wars. I
Yeah,
wanted to know what are your top 3 favorite Star Wars films?
Top 3 Star Wars films. All right. I'm probably going to side with people who've seen the old ones or nostalgic. So, Empire Strikes Back. Got to go number 1 on that.
Okay.
I don't know how you don't go unless you're like younger, much younger.
Yeah. Big surprise.
Shout out to Frank.
Yes. Yes. Day 1 listener.
I love it.
Number two. I gotta go. Revenge of the Sith.
Ooh.
Revenge of the Sith.
Wow.
You know what I mean? The birth of Darth.
Okay.
Right. That was nuts when I seeing Kenobi and Anakin at the peak of their athleticism, 2 Jedi masters kind of just like going
Doing
at
their
it.
thing.
I hard to say no to that.
True that.
You know what I mean? And then if I had to go a third one,
And make
real quick.
make the third
yeah.
one your least favorite.
Oh, okay. So not number 3.
No.
Not an actual number 3.
No.
Okay, my least favorite. Solo. Hold on. Solo. Or. Damn, yeah. Solo, bro. Or you know what? No, just for to make a serious impact here. Not Solo. That would be an honorable mention. But I got to go with the last. What is it? The
Rise of the
Rise of
Skywalker.
the final Star Wars in the third trilogy.
Yeah, you guys had it.
So,
You guys had it together.
I'm forgetting
Yeah.
the subtitle on that one.
That's awesome.
I'm forgetting the subtitle on that one. Is it Return of Skywalker or
Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker? Thank you. Yeah,
That's awesome.
It was too convenient the way they were like riding horses in space. I don't know. It was fucking too much.
Yes.
Oh,
It was
that's
a little
incredible.
too much. It's too convenient the way things went down. I'm like,
Wow.
what? I mean, like it was a happy ending, but
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I couldn't just let that one ride. I was like, okay, I'll watch it because it's Star Wars to end the trilogy, but I can't really give that one the nod as a proper finish. It's still Game of Thrones final season. You know what I mean?
Heard that.
Fans, yeah.
That's so
not,
awesome.
Not
man.
very happy, and I think Frank would probably agree with that.
With Rise of
Like,
Skywalker?
no, yeah. Like, did you think that was a great ending?
No.
Yeah.
I thought it was brutal.
Yeah,
I thought the new. I didn't care for the new. I didn't care for the new trilogy. I mean, really much at all. But I enjoyed
Right.
Last Jedi because it was different. But I mean,
That one was
different
bad. I
doesn't
didn't
mean
think it was bad. I gotta say, I did enjoy Force Awakens.
Force Awakens was awesome.
yeah, it was cool.
I liked it.
Force Awakens is good for me.
It had a lot of
You know, but
callbacks.
again, there's
Yeah.
people that I know, like,
Sure did.
yeah, there's people that I know that are like purists, Star Wars purists, and they're really not big fans of that one either, so I can understand. You know, but if I can't say, just to give it a nice little like tip of the cap. I know Phantom Menace was another favorite. Jar Jar Binks was a huge part of that. He was great.
Yeah, for sure.
But that fight between that Darth Maul duel was phenomenal.
Yeah,
Gotta
for sure.
say.
Easy call.
Got to mention that. But yeah, man, those are my top 2, and then my third movie that was the worst. I think I got that right.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
I'll talk to you soon,
Absolutely,
man.
Guys, you have a good one.
Thank you, bro.
Thank
sir.
you.
Thanks for calling.
I knew I wasn't alone out
So
there.
No, you're not alone.
You're not alone.
Because I remember, I know I talked about it with you when it came out, and I think I may have talked about it with Frank. But The Last Jedi, I think we all were kind of in agreement that if that trilogy, it would be a duology or whatever the heck you want to call it at that point,
Ooh,
it would have been, if that series, that set of films ended at The Last Jedi, I would have been satisfied. I'd have been cool. No, it's not set, but it leaves you open to see what more is going to go on with the characters later.
right.
That was The Last Jedi with the kid picking up the broom or whatever. Was that not a more satifying ending than, or would have been a more satisfying ending than what the
What's
Rise of
your
Skywalker
name? Ray.
was?
Ray what? What are you working for the census? Buzz off, lady.
Skywalker.
Skywalker.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're just taking names now, huh?
But it's just like, yeah, the end of The
Okay.
Last Jedi is like, no, it's not solved, but there's hope in the universe. And it was like,
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
see that.
I saw that movie with about 20 people from my church. And when she says Skywalker, everybody's like, oh, I go,
Oh,
I go, oh my god.
you mean Palpatine? Come
yeah,
on.
right. Seriously.
Your last name's Palpatine, lady.
Yeah, I just.
Don't get me started.
Oh man, I'm upset.
I think this has probably been the most fun we've definitely had doing these kind of rankings for sure. It
Yeah,
means
man.
so much to me that everybody, it means so much to us that everybody called in and commented. We are doing another giveaway.
We are.
2. First
You get 2 giveaways tonight. we did a Star Wars related giveaway, and this is a non-Star Wars related giveaway. We're gonna go back to the year of the Peach because that's what we're in right now.
That's what we're into right now.
Peach Momoko is the hottest artist that's been, going on this year. We talked about her signing the exclusive contract with Marvel Comics. That's going to be starting in January.
Yep.
So we want to do another giveaway tonight. It's going to be the Peach Momoko Dark Knights Death Metal number 3
Super cool.
with the Robin King on the cover. He's like
So
the
sick.
new hot villain, I guess you'd say. This one there.
Got
Okay,
it.
we got
Yeah.
We got it kind of sort of.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
we
you
got
go.
it.
There you go.
Shout out to my boy John, one of my childhood best friends. He's obsessed with this just because it's such a crazy new kind of character. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Robin King is, kind of taking up that mantle for Batman Who Laughs.
Yeah.
From a few years back.
For sure.
Robin King, you thought Batman Who Laughs was a crazy messed up character. Robin King
This dude.
takes it to a whole new level.
Metals has done a really good job of introducing characters like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. He throws a lot of stuff together, but it's been fun.
It's
I
been
mean,
awesome.
It's been a lot of it's a lot, but it's been good. We've enjoyed it so far. I've been talking about that and looking to see, excited to see how it ends up when they finally wind this down because
It's a lot.
They're tying in a lot of stuff from all the different decades of different crossover series and events throughout DC over years and years and years. So it's been really cool. So for this one, for you guys to qualify for this drawing to win this death metal cover, we want you guys to comment, subscribe, of course, but we want you to put in the comments, okay, what should we do? Your favorite Star Wars character and why? How about that?
Okay.
You like that?
I like that.
Or you want do a Halloween thing?
Let's do
Your-
Halloween theme.
Let's do a Halloween theme. Your favorite horror movie or horror character?
Yeah.
And then we'll pick, and the hot dog will bring it to your house. How's that?
No guarantees.
Real quick,
Attaboy, Paul.
I wanted to
Attaboy.
mention he's on the road, but he's with us in spirit and via text. Rob wanted me to mention his top. He gave me the list, but I was just gonna read off his top 3 films.
Okay.
Number 3, if we had made this a movie, and I think Sonny, I think we could all agree with this. If we were watching this all together at once, it would be kind of cool as a movie. The last 4 episodes of the final season of Clone Wars,
Okay.
and you remember the intensity. They made
Yeah.
it sort of. They made it sort
They
of
made it like it's a
movie.
movie.
So good.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. Number 2 that he had was Rogue One, and then 1, of course, was
Empire.
Solo. No, just kidding.
Oh.
It was Empire. It was Empire. So
Pulled
shout
the
out.
rug out from under us
Shout
right
out
there.
to Rob, who's on the road. He's going to celebrate Thanksgiving Halloween.
Oh, look, that's not the one.
no,
This
no.
guy's living in the
Wait,
future,
I
man.
meant Halloween. Thanksgiving's when he's going to be back on the show.
Okay.
No, just kidding. I love you, Rob. All right.
Shout out to Rob.
So new comics. I didn't read anything this week except for 3 Jokers.
We
You
got
read Stasis?
Yeah, I read Stasis.
How was Stasis?
It was really cool. We kind of see a little bit more of Araco. You get to know the 10 champions or 9 champions. I don't know if they named all 10. I think maybe Annihilation is just the 10th.
Okay.
You get the 9 new champions, and it's a mixture of mutants, mixture of beasts from the Araco side. You get the new blades. It's really cool. There's some really cool mutants on that side. But other than that, I think that's where I start. I mean, because we had homework this week.
Yeah.
What about 3 Jokers?
It ends really cool. I mean, a lot of just to give you guys a little backstory to Jeff Johns. This is-
spoiler. Is this spoiler
I'm
warning?
not spoiling anything.
Okay, good. Because I still have to pick up my
No,
copy.
that's
yeah,
why.
that's
That's
right.
why I
I'm
didn't go.
reading.
I didn't go into
The story's
the
great.
list. I didn't go into the list.
The story is great. There's kind of showdowns and everything going on. Obviously,
For sure.
this is the last part of
Right.
the series. But Jeff Johns is moving on to other projects because he's going to do some creator-owned series, I think, with Image. So this might be the last comic book that he's working on with DC for at least a while.
Interesting.
He's going to be involved with DC Creative as far as the entertainment side. He does some stuff with the CW and DC
Yeah.
That'll be good.
streaming
Mhm.
universe stuff that going forward.
Nice.
He's got some projects as far as that goes, but this is kind of like his swan song. He's been working on it for 4 years.
Yeah.
This has been something that he's been working on for a while, and I really like the panels. Like they had all the
Oh.
panels in it, like how he did that with Doomsday Clock. It's kind of his style now,
Yeah.
his go-to
Yeah.
now.
It's
It's like a
incredible
what he
signature, like a
does.
stamp
Yeah.
or whatever. I definitely hear that.
But I really enjoyed it. I really liked the first one. The second one was kind of
Yeah.
and I enjoyed the way they wrapped it up. I liked it a lot.
It's good to hear.
Very cool. That's what I'm currently on. I still have to go pick up my copy right now, but I've been wanting to read Joker #3, see how it ends, see how this thing's gonna go play out. Jeff Johns obviously is great. I mean, he's no Scott Snyder, but he still writes Batman pretty great.
Yeah, for sure.
But I've also been reading a novel, not a comic book, but a novel,
That still counts.
Armada by Ernest Cline, the writer of Ready Player One.
Oh.
Wrote another book called Armada. It is a fascinating book about how
Sweet.
the government, video games and sci-fi movies that we used to watch as a kid were actually government trained things for kids to fight an inevitable armada on its way to Earth. So
Wow.
I like that.
it's really, really good. If you guys
Sounds
love
wonderful.
video games, if you love sci-fi movies with alien invasions, this book is for you. I'm enjoying it. It is incredible. Check it out.
Is it like
Great recommendation.
Goosebumps?
No, it's not like Goosebumps.
A little bit more
Does
depth.
it,
Yeah.
does it give you goosebumps?
It does give
Oh,
me
absolutely.
goosebumps.
That's
It
what
does
we like
give
to
me
hear.
goosebumps, though.
My turn.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I know we were talking about before. You have a pretty big.
Oh boy,
pull
do
list.
I! So I went to pick up my pull list the other day, and I spent $140.
Oh my gosh,
And,
my wife.
I'm really proud of you.
and,
my wife would
Yeah,
stab me.
right. I'm so
It's a
happy.
good
But
thing I'm single. Is it?
That's
Whatever.
my excuse.
I love
So
you guys.
I picked up because right around the time we got quarantined was right around the time I started the academy, and at that point, I'm not reading nothing.
Right.
My
you're
focus is
stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
and plus comic book stores were closed and all of these things. And so very recently, I just got out 2 weeks ago. I got my pull box back up, and I've got Snyder's, all of the Snyder Justice League run. I
Nice.
had most of the individual issues, but I got the 3 paperbacks,
Sweet.
and I'm just gonna read through it again. And I'm finally finishing up Doomsday Clock. I actually only have like a couple pages to go on the paperback.
It's okay. It took 2 years for me to finish it anyway.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
It took 2 years for it to come out.
Yeah.
I was loving it so much, but it was so long between each issue.
Yeah.
Should have been done like years ago.
For
But
sure.
whatever. And then I'm up to date on medals. They were coming in like sparingly. Like I got 3 and then I got 1 and then or whatever, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I couldn't start reading it yet, but I have quite the haul I need to start reading.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I can't obviously start reading any of this until I finish Doomsday Clock and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because, excuse me, there's enough stuff in there that connects everything. It's not one of those things where it's like you can pick up on the second season and kind of go on with it. It's definitely one of those you have to start from the beginning, 100%.
Yeah.
That's good.
And and I just want to say something that I reread recently, like about a month ago, and it's still my favorite Batman comic ever. Is Court of Owls.
Yep.
It's. I
think
think you guys were
that's-
talking
think
about it
that's
the other day.
his.
Yeah,
Think
you were
that's
talking
his.
about it
Court of Owls right
2 weeks ago. You guys were talking about
It's
it. Yeah.
great.
It's
Yeah,
so good.
So good.
Every time there are
Scott
new movies
Snyder.
coming out, I'm like, is this going to be a Court of Owls? Is this going to? And then it's not, and I'm like a little bit disappointed. But this new movie does look great. But I cannot wait to see that adapted because it's so good.
We get a little bit of Court of Owls in the new Batman video game. Batman's actually not going
Oh
to be
yeah,
in it.
and it's not actually in.
It's like the Gotham Knights.
Yeah.
It's all the Bat family, and at the end they did a like a reveal. It was like the Court of Owls is always watching.
Yeah, that's what I heard about that video game. Is it is not in canon with the other Arkham video games. It's its own storyline.
I heard it was.
I heard the other way around. Maybe they changed
Let's
it.
fight.
But
No, I'm kidding.
No, you'll win.
No,
You're
no.
opposing people on the show. That's why we have it.
But no, I
Into the
thought that
West
was
battle
weird.
zone.
So, but yeah,
That is weird though. If it wouldn't
didn't
be.
make any sense.
Guys, I'd really appreciated you guys being here tonight.
This was
yeah,
fun.
it's been awesome. How'd you guys like it? Fun?
I
This
will
was
be back.
great.
I'll put
Okay,
it
cool.
Like that.
Yeah.
First 10 minutes, you forget that there's cameras all over the studio, right?
Yeah. I'm always ready for the camera.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was.
We
very
could tell,
obvious.
George.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Oh yeah. Let me put my George.
We're slamming the table. I was like,
Listen, hey man.
No, he was into it. It was
I was
passion.
like, holy
I know.
moly.
That's what
you
it was.
get me started on any of this stuff. I
I thought
get
he was
super
gonna grab me
passionate.
and just
No,
start shaking me.
thank you guys for having me. This was a ton of fun. I hope to do it again with you guys.
Absolutely. You guys are more than
Yeah.
welcome anytime.
I've
Absolutely.
been looking forward to this for so long since you guys started it. And,
Yeah, you were there when we were talking about it.
like a year ago. we were
Yeah,
talking
way
about-
before COVID.
Holy moly! And here we are now.
Here we are now.
Well,
So-
go ahead.
I was gonna say at the end we do a little signature goodbye. If you want a little message, mine was wash your damn hands, but honestly I'm gonna change it. I don't want to be too Covey anymore. I want to say
To Covey.
Covey.
Got it.
Kobe.
You miss every shot you don't take. Shoot it.
This is Michael Scott.
I mean, but it's not like I'm not like signaturing it. I mean, I'm coining it on mine.
Are
but
we
yeah.
are we going like deep?
No, I'm just saying.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You miss every shot you don't take. Shoot it.
Boom.
Boom.
Yeah, mine's gonna be don't do
Drugs.
don't do squats in a cucumber field.
All right.
That is my
Wow.
go-to.
How? Now hold on, Donovan.
Yeah, what's up?
How am I supposed to go after that?
I don't know.
Figure it out, man.
But you gotta figure
we
it out.
believe in you. No, if I'm going to end on something, be kind to one another. That would be my thing. We live in such a polarized world nowadays where people are this or that. Just be kind to one another. Be nice to one another. It goes a long way.
So again, to qualify for that second giveaway, real quick, we had a comment. Charlie was commenting. To qualify for the comment, the comic, you need to comment and subscribe. Not to your OnlyFans, Charlie. You need to do you qualify. We want you to comment your
Lord.
favorite horror movie or horror movie character, and you're gonna get this Robin King Peach Momoko variant delivered to your house by a hot dog.
Hot diggity dog.
And the other
I might
one,
even
the
sign
first one, the Star Wars related one, because we've been talking about Star Wars
Yeah, the
all
whole
night.
time.
The John Tyler Christopher action figure variant with Luke on the cover with a yellow lightsaber, which is kind of I'm pointing at his face.
It's the other
The
one.
yellow lightsaber, kind of a rarity itself because the yellow lightsaber wasn't on the covers
Nope.
a lot. In the 70s, the comic books, they didn't have yellow lightsabers. They gave them all kinds of different colors, but not a yellow lightsaber. That's important. So,
Muy
Jedi
importante.
Century.
Yes.
for that one, we want to know your top 3 Star Wars films in order to qualify for that. And I don't have anything else to give away. I got some CGC books on the wall. We're not giving those away.
No.
Yeah, those aren't going nowhere.
You can come in the studio, take a picture with them,
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's about it.
Oh.
and then you can eat pizza. All right,
I'm gonna eat some pizza. Frank's gonna eat a hot dog.
that's right. Holy
Whoa.
moly! Okay, so
Uh,
what,
is this
what was
on?
your sign off?
This is on, right?
Was
Oh,
that your
so,
sign off? Eat a hot dog?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Tag
Sorry.
on
Eat a pizza is my sign off.
Yes.
I'll see you
Very
after
good.
the show. No. I just want to say, I'm gonna go on a little sentimental here.
Go ahead.
Be your best every day. And if you can go home at the end of the day, look yourself in the mirror and be happy and content with what you did in the day, you're doing all right. Don't care about what anyone else says about you.
True.
And hot diggity dog.
Boom.
Atta
love
boy,
it.
Paul.
Hot diggity dog. So guys, we really appreciate you tuning in and staying up later with us, being on here for the duration.
Yeah.
We've still got some guys in the live chat viewing the show live with us. We do appreciate you tuning in.
Thank you.
Shout outs,
And
guys.
the show will be up,
Momentarily.
for everybody else to check out later on if you're driving or I don't know what you're doing, Ubering or whatever. Doing your webcam. I don't know what you guys are doing, but Charlie. So anyway, for Sonny and George Lucas, Donovan, and Paul the hot dog, and for myself, Frank Pizza, we appreciate you guys checking us out and tuning in.
It's been a pleasure, guys.
And we'll see you next week.
We absolutely will.
Go read some comics.
Still wash them damn hands.
Yeah.
Do it,
Watch
you nerds.
Mandalorian.
Enjoy, guys. Later.